Welcome to Shul Machshov on the Daf. She responds to Lui Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding Bo Metzia Daf Tzadikei. Throughout the Daf, we're learning the different halachas and different details that we have regarding Baal of Imoy. When the owner is with the shoyel or with any shomer, he is potter, and we have the different halachas that we learn from there. So we'll learn a few nekudas that have to do with the Baal of Imoy, and they have to do with some of the inyanim that we learn in this Daf. First, in general, the concept of Baal of Imoy. The Orach Chaim in Parsha Mishpatim and on the pasuk in Baal of Imoy says the Orach Chaim that all the things that you have against the shoyel, which claims you have against the shoyel? You have Gnevo, Avedo, Shvuro, Shvuyo, Meso. Everybody in this world is considered to be a shoyel. You're borrowing the neshama. Because will give you a neshama to use. But many times, these things that we talked about happen to the neshama. And he goes on to explain. Gneva means when a person becomes not toher, becomes tameh. That's he's stealing away the neshama. If he does aver b'mezid, he loses one of the varim of the neshama. That's called aveda. If he has chaz v'shalom yisur koris, he's causing death to himself. V'nichur nefish. That is meso. Sometimes it's called a shviyo. He brings what is brought down the zoyar hanefeshos hashukois. The neshamas kivyocha belongs to koiches around the world. So many of these events can happen to a person. So says the Orach Chaim, l'chora, we have a way to get out of all of this. Baal of Imoy. What is Baal of Imoy? We learned in the Gemara that if the owner is with him, the owner is doing any kind of pe'ulo for the shoyel, so then he's not have to pay. And here Kadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of the owner from the day he's born. He's giving him food, he's giving him drink and sustenance, he gives him the tzorachim that he needs. So if so, any aver that we have, the taina on the fact that we are shoyel, we have the excuse of Baal of Imoy. Ayin Shama the Orach Chaim that goes on to say, well, we don't use this svaro in Dinei Shamayim. But many of the Sefer Chasidus say, you could use it, but it has to be the true Baal of Imoy. And the Sfas Emes, Parsha Mishpatim over there in Tafrei Shamad Vav, says the only way you really have Baal of Imoy has to come from the person as well. It can't be only HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of the Adam. But the Adam has to be connected to the Bailim as well. How do you get connected to the Bailim? By doing Mesirus Nefesh to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If one is Moiser Nefesh to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so then really Baal of Imoy, and then you'll be able to be mechaper on all the Averis with the idea of Baal of Imoy. And the Sefer, Chassidus Sefer Ateres Yeshua, he goes on to say that really, any koyach that a person has, any power, any will, all comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Even when a person does an aveiro, HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs to give him the koyachs to do it. So that's the pasuk that says, Mamrim ha'isem im Hashem. Your mom, you do some aveiro, but it was together with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not give you koyach, you're not able to do the aveiro. So he says, if a person goes around in the world and understands that anything he did wrong is really, he took the koyachs HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him, and he's using what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is helping him. He's using it to do something wrong. So then he will have a kapara. Because he understands really he's always like HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sometimes he's not able to stand in front of the Yetzer Hara. But really he's always, whatever he's able to do is all because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A person who goes with that attitude, he has Baal of Imoy. But someone who's doing Averis and he's feeling that he's able to rebel. He's fighting against HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Chas v'Shalom. He feels I can do whatever I want. Then he's not living a life of Baal of Imoy. He will have really a taina on anything that he does. Another nekuda we find over here, the Gemara tells us that when does the mashal, the owner, have to be with the shoyel? It has to be b'shas sheil in the beginning of the process. But if he's there only b'zman shvur remains, only the end of the process, so then there's no din sheil b'baylim. Says the Ramah Pano and Asar Ma'amor Schikur Din Chelik Gimel Perek Yudalet. Says that's the idea of a ma'ase which is done lishma. Whenever a person does something lishma, that means his mindset is I want to do the right thing. So even if his ma'ase is not exactly the right thing, he speaks a little bit about Averu Lishmo, which we're not going to get into, but he starts the process with Lishmo, I want to do Lishem Shamayim, so then he has Baal of Imoy in the beginning of the process. And then if you have Baal of Imoy in the beginning of the process, you're potter. But if the Lishmo comes only after, if the beginning of the process is not doing Lishmo, even though he's doing the right thing, it doesn't work, because you have to have Baal of Imoy in the beginning. So a person doing not Lishmo, but comes out a good mitzvah, so he did a ma'ase which was right, it's considered to be a HaKadosh Baruch Hu came with him at the end of the day, not in the beginning. He doesn't have Baal of Imoy. That's why it says, it's brought down, Mitoch shaloi lishmo, bo lishmo. You don't say the lo lishmo will be fine. You must get to the lishmo at the end of the day. You must do a ma'ase which begins with lishmo in order to purify oneself. We'll end over here with a gewaldik word that's brought down the base mayor from the Ostrovtser Rebbe. He refers to what the Gemara says in this daf, that how do we know if Baila of Imoy works for Pshia, for someone who is completely negligent? It depends if we say Mikra Nidrash Lefanov Velifnei Fanov, meaning does the pasuk of Baal of Imoy by Shoyal refer to Shoy Mechinam, to two pasukim back, only to one pasuk back, as brought down in our Gemara. So with this, he goes to explain. The pasuk says in Parshas Bolok, "Lo yibit oven b'Yaakov, v'lo omel b'Yisrael." Shmuel did not say anything wrong by Am Yisrael. Hashem Eloikov Imoy, was with him. V'truas melech boy. Kel Metzia miMitzrayim. That pasuk is Shmuel took him out of Mitzrayim. He says, what's the shaykhs between the two psukim? The fact that Shmuel was with them and Shmuel took him out of Mitzrayim. So he says the idea of Hashem Eloikov Imoy means we have Baal of Imoy. Am Yisrael always has a Baruch Hu with him. So with Baal of Imoy, they have an excuse for all the various that they did, the Baal of Imoy, as we said before. But that's very good for Gnevo, Aveido, as our Chaim said. But what about Pshia? So he says like this. In Bris ben Apsoim it says, Ki ger yezaracho beretz lo Elohim, v'avod avinu moisam arba moishanos. There's two things as to Avram Avinu. There will be gerim, and there will be avod avinu moisam. And on both things it says arba moishana. Now we know Am Yisrael was not Meshubad in Mitzrayim for 400 years. It's only 210 years. But the answer is brought down Chazal that the 400 years refers to the Gerus, Ki ger yezaracho. They already gave right away when Yitzchak was born. So meaning the arba moishana mikra nidosh lefanov velifnei fanov. It's not only talking about the previous pasuk of avod avinu moisam, but it's referring to the pasuk before Ki ger yezaracho. The fact that Am Yisrael was able to get out of Mitzrayim after 400 years tells me that we dash in the psukim lefanov velifnei fanov, as if the Torah was machriya that we do dash in lefanov and lifnei fanov. If you dash in the pasuk lefanov velifnei fanov, that means the Baal of Imoy works also with Pshia, as the Gemara in our Daf says. Because if you dash the two psukim back, so Baal of Imoy refers to Shei Mechinim as well, which is Chiyuv Pshia. So he says that's the pasuk. Lo yibit oven b'Yaakov v'lo orma b'Yisrael. Shmuel doesn't see any of here Am Yisrael. Why not? Because the pasuk says Hashem Eloikov Imoy Yutratz Melech Boy. Because Shmuel is with us. So you have the P'tur of Baal of Imoy. Yeah, that's very good. And Oines and Shogeg. What about Pshia? Kel Metzia miMitzrayim. Because Baruch took us miMitzrayim. If he took us miMitzrayim after 400 years, that means the Mikra Nidrash Lefanov Lefnei Panov. The Abba Mishana said that Avram Avinu refers to Ger Yazarachol. Mikra Nidrash Lefanov Lefnei Panov. So Baal Avinu works in Pshia as well. So Am Yisrael P'turim Pshia as well. This is the beautiful word of the Ostrovtser. Anyone wants to join the Shomach Shava email list or what to go, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.